Chapter 1. Mysterious Happenings. There it is again! Jack opened his eyes and sat bolt upright in his bed. A strange noise was drifting in through the open windows. He had just been awakened from his dream, and although it was a special dream, a dream in which the White Heart had returned, he did not mind being roused this time. He simply had to find out about this sound. What was it, and where was it coming from? The digital clock on the mantelpiece was displaying 7 minutes past 7. He leapt out of bed, in 3 full strides crossed the room, and stuck his head out of the west-facing window. Jack had heard similar sounds 2 days previously, at exactly 6 in the morning, but he did not rise immediately, having presumed that it was one of his friends coming back from an all-night party and had had his stereo full on in his car. Jack had expected him to beep the horn or ring the bell, but none of that had followed. While Jack was trying to squeeze the last moments of comfort in his bed, he waited for the tum-tum of the rhythm to begin, but instead it just faded away. By the time he had decided to look out of the window, there was no one in the yard, nor were there any cars on the drive, and that was very odd. The drive looped around the outbuildings and then continued for half a mile or so towards the North Bay Road, and a large part of it was visible from that very window. Unpaved and generously pitted with potholes, which he had made with his tractor, it was virtually impossible to go along it with any decent speed. If someone had come in a car, they had simply vanished. The only plausible explanation had to be that someone with a portable CD player had hid amongst the tall hemp plants to play a practical joke. But who would do something like that, even as a prank? And now it was happening again, and this time Jack was determined to catch the culprit responsible for those mysterious sounds. As he reached the window, the noise did not fade away, and Jack looked up and down the track, but still could see no one. And the most peculiar thing was that it did not seem to be coming from some place in particular, but from everywhere, as if some gigantic invisible speakers were suspended in mid-air. A few seconds later, it began getting fainter, and soon could not be heard at all. Perplexed, Jack sat on the bed for some time. Then he picked up the remote control and switched the TV on, and stared. The usual morning coffee with Amanda and Phil had just started, and they both sat at the news desk. Behind the desk, there was an image of a crop formation. Shaped like a flower, it was surrounded by fractal-like ferny leaves and fiddleheads,